Well, that inverted yield curve never produced the recession. And in fact, again, most of the data suggests that the economy is doing very, very well. So you've got this combination of a very strong economy. There's a lot of money out there. There are many people out there who are making a very good living. And yet they're stubborn about staying on the sidelines and renting because of waiting for lower mortgage rates, lower home prices, and that has caused them to leave money on the table and be much further behind in wealth creation. Because the data shows when it comes to wealth creation, you're not going to get there if you're a renter. You're going to get there. A majority of people in this country, let alone this state, their primary method of wealth creation is home ownership. And so if you don't understand that, you're falling behind. And he pointed out there's those who would argue that, let's say you're a high income earner, but you're adamant about you want to continue to rent. And you believe you can prove that if you continue to rent and use up some of the dollars that you would have used to purchase a home, that if you simply invested that money in other things like stocks and bonds and Bitcoin and so forth, that you would be able to demonstrate the ability to build just as much wealth as home ownership. But as Jordan Levine pointed out, the Fed studies this. They do a study every 3 years to look at wealth creation in the U.S. And every time they do that, it basically proves that ability to build wealth as a renter and investing in alternative assets other than a home has not bared out. And the reason is these renters don't do it. That in reality, these high income renters, they don't invest enough of their money to build that wealth. They just spend more. They buy nicer clothes. They buy the fancy car with a $1,500 a month payment, if not more. They're out at dinner every night, spending $200 or $300 for dinner. We all talk about the food costs. And that's not just the grocery store; it's restaurants. And so, as a consequence, yeah, it sounds good on paper, but they don't do it. They just spend the money that they're making, and so they're not building any wealth at all. And so, when I heard that, that was a kind of a wake-up call. In fact, I already had a sense of that anyway, just from the people I do business with and try to lend money to. If they've been a renter a long time, I'm always amazed, Jeff, at how often I look at them initially in their application, look how much money they are earning, and then look at the rest of the balance sheet. How much money have they saved? What do they have in their bank accounts? And it's remarkably low in a lot of cases. And so you start going, wait a minute, you're scratching your head going, where did all the money go? And yet you're complaining about you can't afford a home. That's a pretty interesting scenario, and we do run across it quite often.